Well, here we are, my friends. This is going to be a different kind of podcast. I am Heather Newman. This is the hashtag Get Unstuck podcast. And we are on a walk today because every time I tell you to put your earbuds in, tighten your ponytail, put on your big girl pants, I say, let's go for a walk. The problem is, I got all ready for my walk, got out here, and I was ready to talk to you, which I'm doing anyway, and I forgot my microphone. So I'm not really sure if there's wind in your ear. If there is, I apologize. But again, I always tell you to show up, and this is why I showed up today. It doesn't have to be perfect. Progress is always way more important than perfection. So that's why we're here. This is not going to be a perfect podcast, but it is going to be one from my heart as I talk to you while we go for a walk. So I'm in the process of mile 2 of my 4.4 miles that I have set a goal for myself today. And I wanted to talk to you today about weight loss, stubborn weight loss, people that are my age or over, I should say about 42 years old, when, our estrogen obviously decreases, and that in turn makes our body store fat. So we gain fat as we lose estrogen as we age. And as we age, our metabolism slows down, and it takes a little different strategy or plan to get the results that maybe didn't take as much effort years ago. So I just want to be clear that there is no secret injection that's going to fix you forever. The injections, the GLP-1s, I feel like they are good for certain types of situations. It's relative, it's very personal, as is nutrition and fitness and exercise, right? But a GLP-1 is not going to help us maintain or build muscle. And as we age, we are losing muscle mass. This is why I stress how important it is to make sure we're getting in enough protein. And I know you're like, Heather, what is enough protein? I'm not really sure. So the protein is the building block that allows our body to maintain our muscle mass. But it's the building block. Eating protein alone is not going to prevent your muscle loss or help build the muscle that you have. What it will do is act as a building block alongside of, and I'll just use Tone as the example because that's where I train. I train inside of toneand10.com. You get a program, a plan every single month to DIY it with your workbook, or you can join the accountability. Anyway, this is not a plug for Tone. You could do whatever exercise plan that you want. But I do encourage you to not do what I call throwing spaghetti at the wall or winging it and just doing random YouTube free videos. I mean, they're going to give you a good feeling. They're going to raise like endorphins. But what I'm saying is you want to have a strategy in place if you have goals that you want to reach. So I'm not saying that free YouTube videos are not going to help you lose weight. They should, they could, but if you're not following a plan, there's no strategy behind it, and you're not going to have progression, meaning that we're not focusing on the same muscle group under tension for a certain amount of time. Usually a personal trainer or someone in fitness, if they're training you or offering a program for you, they have taken a lot of time to actually choreograph that and design the plan so that it can help you maintain and build muscle. Especially if you're my client, excuse the plane, I think there's a plane. If you're in my age group, Gen X, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Gosh, I hope you can hear me, because if I'm exerting all this energy and you can't hear me, I'm just going to be a little upset, but it's okay, right? So today's a Friday. I usually drop the podcast on Wednesdays, but this one I wanted to record on my walk with my mic. I forgot the mic. It's fine. I'm talking in my phone along with the birds and the wind and the airplanes and the guy who's making cabinets in his garage up here. So excuse all the background noise. I want to encourage you to follow me on GlitterU at Instagram and send me a DM if you have any questions, because I would love to get on here on the podcast and start answering some of those questions, because when a woman has a question, it's usually relevant to, or other people are thinking the same thing. They just maybe didn't ask the question because we're all kind of in the same season. So I do want to touch real quickly, excuse my deep breathing, on calories. So I don't care what anybody out there says. There's no magic workout. There's no magic pill. There's no magic shot. There is nothing out there that is going to make it happen, that is going to be sustainable for your whole life. In this age, in this chapter, our bodies are very smart and they acclimate to whatever you are maintaining. Without getting into all the science of this, I just want you to be aware that calories do matter. And I know we don't like to track calories. It's a pain in the freaking butt. But just like me, I am just like you, that I've been there. And I think I know what I'm supposed to be eating. I think I'm getting in under whatever my calorie deficit is if I'm striving to lose 5 pounds. Because for me, at 5'3", I struggle up and down with 5 pounds. I feel like I can gain that in 2 days. We know that there's water weight involved and the scale's only one form of measurement. We know all these things, but we were conditioned, our brains in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s that were like, oh, I fell off track. I'm going to start my diet on Monday. And I'm here to encourage you to get rid of that. Wait, my girl's talking to me. Hang on one second. I just hit 2 miles, I guess. I mean 3 miles. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't listen to her walk and talk to you at the same time. Sorry about that. I'm not going to go back and edit. I'm just recording a live podcast today. So the calorie deficit, it is important, and I'll be honest, you will not know if you are eating under what your calorie goal is, and I can set that for you. If you're a VIP, that's included with your VIP every single month. You just have to send me an email so I know that you want your settings done or reset. I like to set them for 12 weeks. That usually is the golden number. That's what we are taught through NASM. 12 weeks is the standard, and then we can shake it up after there. But if you're a VIP, I can do this for you every single month. We can look at it. Again, just shoot me an email at heathernewmanfitness@gmail.com. But in order to know if we're hitting below our calorie setting, you have to track it. There's no way. I have been doing this almost my whole life, I feel like, and I can't even do it by memory. I can't even do it by sticky note. I literally have to plug it into MyFitnessPal. I will say that now with MyFitnessPal, if you don't feel like typing in everything you eat, there are other options that are super cool. So if you wanted to log your meal, just like my breakfast this morning was 2 fried eggs and 1 slice of sourdough bread. Well, instead of typing all that in, I went into MyFitnessPal and I put log breakfast diary. You can either take a photo of your food, like your plate, or you can type it in old school, which is probably the most accurate. So you can find like the brand of bread or all the specifics. But the other way that I've been enjoying is I can voice note it. So I can say I had 2 fried eggs and 1 slice of sourdough bread, and it'll log it, and I can see all the macros, the calories, the protein, and it'll say, is this okay? I can click yes. I can edit it if it picked up large eggs and I had medium eggs or something like that. But by doing that, I know, just like right now, I am 78 grams short of my protein goal. And I made a post today on my Facebook that shows, or I'm trying to get messages across in bite-sized pieces because there's so much noise on the internet these days. I'll be honest, I don't even like being on there. There is so much selling and clutter, and it's just making like this dopamine hit for people that is too much consumption, in my opinion. So I try not to hang out on there as much as I used to. I usually come on Tuesday, Thursday on Glitter U on Instagram and talk to you while I'm headed to teach my classes at the gym. I'll usually pop in and say hello. I always check in with my VIPs, let them know what I'm eating, what my calories are looking like for the day, see how they're doing. VIP is the place to be. But other than that, I am just posting these little bite-sized pieces through Glitter U, which is my umbrella brand, and Heather Newman Fitness, which is Tone. So today's post, I talked about how if you're just starting a weight loss journey, if you're trying to start clean slate and you're like, I'm so confused, there's so many things. Yeah, you should be confused because you know why? They're confusing the heck out of me, and I study this for a living. So I got to go with the science. I'm not going to go with opinions. I'm going to go with the science. And the science has shown us our whole life that what really matters is you got to be in a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. We got to be on a plan and be lifting for our muscles. So the 3 things that I posted about today is going to be, it's calories, protein, and fiber. Fiber is a big one if we are in this chapter of life for obvious reasons. And I also added to my supplements, and I'm just sharing with you because I get some texts sometimes saying like, what's your favorite protein? And what's your favorite, do you take a pre and probiotic and all that? You can find everything that I use right now today, and I update it. If I add something to my routine, I put it on there for you so you have a link. Ooh, that's windy. But if you go to glitteru.com /RX, you know how the initials or the letters RX is for a pharmacy or a prescription. It's GlitterU, GLITTERU, all one word, .com with a /RX. Or you can go to tonein10.com and click on the tab that says supplements, and it'll bring you to the same page. So there is a coupon code on there. It's something like, it's on that page, so don't quote me, but it's something like GlitterU H Body. GlitterU HBODI. And you can save, I want to say it's like 15 to 20% right now. So today is a good day to stock up on your supplements. I still drink the lemon unicorn juice. I still mix it sometimes with my grape. I have that grape tea still. I have some supplements left over I'm trying to utilize. I like them. I don't love them. I love unicorn juice, you know that, the lemon. And then I still drink my Skinny Shake, which is the Shakeology. I do the sugar-free and chocolate these days. And I just mix that with a little bit of organic low-fat milk or skim milk. And I'll put a little bit of almond butter in there, half a banana. That's about it. I try to keep the calories low as I can in there. And that's it. Now that Skinny Shake helps me suppress cravings. It helps me with my sugar cravings for sure. It gives me that chocolate fix. It also helps me with my nail growth, my hair growth, which my hairline is receding a little bit because I wear my hair slicked back so much, and I'm just getting older. So obviously, with the decrease in the estrogen and all the fun things with the hormones and our stress levels and cortisol, The hair is a concern as we get older, so pay attention to your hair, the quality, the texture, how it feels. Make sure you're massaging your head. I'm not a hair professional or a hair coach, but definitely something you want to pay attention to. Our hair and our nails do speak to us along with our skin, right? If we start to have breakouts that we never had before, that's typically related to bacteria, leaky gut, digestion, and obviously food choices. So these are just things to pay attention to. I'm going to get off now. I hope you could hear me. I hope the wind wasn't too bad, and I will talk to you next time. Love you so much. Bye.